Did you know that one of Philadelphia's most shocking serial killers lived quietly among his neighbors, while 7 decomposing bodies lay hidden inside his apartment? This is the disturbing story of Harrison Marty Graham, a man whose crimes expose not just his darkness, but the tragic neglect of an entire community. It began in August 1987. Neighbors complained of a foul, rotting odor coming from a small apartment on North 19th Street. For weeks, they tried to ignore it, until the smell became unbearable. When police finally entered, they were hit by a stench so overwhelming, investigators had to wear hazmat suits. Inside, they found skeletal remains and decomposing bodies hidden beneath mattresses, in closets, and even in trash bags. The home looked more like a nightmare than a crime scene, a mix of trash, drug paraphernalia, and horror. The man responsible was Harrison Marty Graham, a reclusive, troubled man with a history of drug addiction and mental health issues. He dropped out of high school, struggled with poverty, and spent most of his time on the streets. To his neighbors, he was quiet, maybe a little strange, but harmless. No one imagined that behind his locked door, 7 women had been murdered. His victims were women already fighting addiction or homelessness, people society had forgotten. Graham's method was chillingly simple. He lured vulnerable women into his apartment with promises of drugs or shelter. After using with them, he would strangle them, and then leave the bodies where they fell. The smell of decay filled the air, yet he lived among the dead, unfazed. When eviction came and the truth was about to be exposed, Graham fled. The city launched a manhunt, and just a week later, he turned himself in, accompanied by his mother. After his arrest, Graham acted erratically, sometimes calm, sometimes delusional. He claimed a split personality, saying one side of him killed while the other had no memory. His lawyers argued insanity, but prosecutors said otherwise, pointing to how carefully he had hidden the bodies. The jury didn't believe his defense. In 1988, Harrison Graham was convicted of 7 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to death. Years later, his sentence was commuted to life imprisonment. The Harrison Graham case revealed more than one man's madness. It exposed the systemic failure to protect the most vulnerable. The women he killed were often unnamed, unseen, forgotten. Their deaths barely made headlines compared to other cases. Today, Graham remains behind bars, a reminder of what happens when darkness festers unseen. His story still haunts Philadelphia, because sometimes the real monsters don't hide in the shadows. They live right next door.